Welcome to Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we believe in the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld of the Brown Blankfeld Group, selling homes in Southern Nevada since 1988. To bring you the 3 E's, we not only share our experience and knowledge, but that of our expert contributors. We are very proud to be part of the Real Estate Radio Network. Like them, we are dedicated to delivering timely, balanced truths on market conditions. Please stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
With me in studio, I have Kari Phillips with Southern Fidelity Mortgage, and she's their #1 loan officer. Hey, Kari, welcome.
Thank you for having me on the show.
And you did a wonderful job as my co-host in the first segment.
I gotta live up to Shelley.
There's no way, but nice try.
Thanks for that additional confidence right there. I appreciate that.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a few things. First is gift funds. I know that in certain types of transactions, the buyer can get money from a family member or a friend. How does that work?
When you're purchasing a primary residence or vacation home, the guideline says a bona fide interest in your well-being can give you money towards a down payment, towards closing costs, to help pay off debt, to qualify, however you want to do it. Borrowing would be a no-no.
Right.
But let's say you have a person that you've been friends with since 7th grade, but how do you prove that? So I've actually gotten a picture from their yearbook back in 7th and 8th grade, and the underwriter said, you know what, that proves it.
Before, we were always taught it had to be a family member. Is that something new, or has it been there all along?
It's an asterisk, it's always been there, but the hard thing is proving it. Gift funds, they're allowed, but they're not allowed in investment purchases. A way around that is just put that family member on the loan.
I'll bet there's people out there who do have a friend who's willing to help, and that would be a wonderful thing. This is the time that people are going to look back and say, geez, I wish I would have bought in 2015 when interest rates were so low and the prices were still very, very good. Go to your trusted professional, talk to them right now. I want to talk about something else, and that's called compensating factors. There's a process the way you approve somebody, but sometimes certain things that they have are a little out of whack. There's ways you can bring them to the table and get a loan for them, right?
The normal debt-to-income ratio you want somewhere in the middle of the 40s. But this borrower had a debt-to-income ratio that was about 7 to 8% higher, which is a big deal. What compensating factors are you going to put in the file to make me feel good that this borrower has a little bit higher of a debt-to-income ratio? So this borrower had a roommate that was moving into the house, and I got a verification of employment on the roommate. Hey, he's not going on the loan, but he's going to help make the payments. Another example is you've got a little bit more reserves in your bank. That's another compensating factor. There's sort of a feel-good type of story for the underwriter to say, you know what, I feel good about this. This borrower's not going to foreclose. You got to pass guidelines, that's for sure.
Right.
But we'll wiggle a little bit to help that buyer that deserves to get into that home and get the loan.
We talked about getting gift funds, but there's also other ways that people can help you.
Some loans allow you to have someone else go on the loan. Co-signers are pretty strict on being a family member. They bring their income, they also bring their debts, and actually hurt your file, they're not going to go on as a co-signer. And when they get themselves back up on their feet or have a higher income and lower debt, then they can actually refinance their co-signer off.
If I have bad credit, a co-signer might not help me.
You have a 500 FICO and you come to me and say, can I add my mom who's got an 800 FICO? It doesn't work like that. I think when it works is in the car industry. And that's something for a co-signer to consider. If they're in the middle of going to buy a house or a car, it will impact their qualifications.
I can tell you about a young couple who needed to do a short sale, and mom and dad had co-signed on that mortgage. Mom and dad's credit gets affected too. So think about that, kids, as you're asking mom and dad to co-sign. Understand, on a mortgage, it's a big deal. Maybe mom and dad give you enough money so you can do it yourself, that you don't have to worry about it. They don't have to sign and you're good.
Yeah.
Kari, let me ask you this question about refi, because I get this question all the time. Is there an interest rate that they had right now that they should research a refi?
Well, let's say they're going from a 30-year mortgage to a 30-year mortgage and they just want to lower their rate.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere above 5%. If somebody
Right.
comes to me and they're not at least saving 1%, I'm going to tell them right then, don't do this. But if they have a 4.5% and they want to reduce their term, then it's worth it. Let's say you have a 4.5% rate and you're only going to save a 0.5%, but you're paying PMI. It's probably going to be worth it.
Good information. Hey, Kari, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Please tune in every week and help us heal the Southern Nevada market one home at a time.